All right, I want to say shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who teaches his truth to do real well. And salutation to Akim, pushing his word with truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth. All right, I'm your Agabar Karash, GMS Kansas City branch. I'm going to another lesson. Our Ratazai be edifying. In today's lesson, I want to touch on basically the chariots, all right? With Esau and his military and army and just the world in general deem as UFOs. All right, because Esau put it out there. When you see one of these things, man, it's aliens. All right, it's a UFO and they're coming to abduct you and basically, kill you. So Esau wants to brainwash you into believing these things are against you. So the average person, when they do see chariots, you're gonna have people out there trying to shoot at the chariots, man, thinking that they gonna do something to the chariots, man, to penetrate the chariots, man, with gunfire, because Esau has trained our people to believe these things are unnatural. All right, but these are vehicles of the angels, man. All right, these are our salvation. All right, when you see a chariot, man, I've seen chariots, brother. Many different brothers in this truth have seen chariots in just average regular people have different chariot sightings, man. If you look on YouTube, all right, and Google the internet, search the internet, you'll see different people having chariot sightings, man. These different phenomena that people are not able to explain. All right, some stuff is sci-fi where people put them together, but some of these things is real, man. All right, some of these things are real. And I actually personally have seen chariots, man. One time we was at camp, we was in the camp, and it was a host of small chariots just flew by, man. Like they was come from a distance away and they was just flying, man. We seen chariots on many different sightings, man, but many different brothers in this truth have seen chariots, all right? But you people don't understand that they're a sign of destruction and a sign of end times that the Most High is showing. And these things can be explained through the scriptures, all right? But Esau portrays in his Hollywood movies that these things are it's aliens, little green aliens inside of them, when that's not the case, man. These are the vehicles of the Most High. The angels are inside these chariots, man. All right, so we just gonna go into the scriptures, all right. And this is Psalms 104:3 says, "Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the water? Who maketh the clouds his chariots? Who walketh upon the wings of the wind?" All right, so the Most High, He maketh the clouds His chariots, man. So a lot of times when you really looking at these clouds, a lot of these clouds is really cloaked as chariots, man. All right, these are really chariots, man. They sometimes they manifest themselves to certain people can see them, and sometimes they don't. All right, because sometimes you might see some clouds that's in a perfect alliance, in a perfect form, because sometimes they do be clouds, but sometimes they be chariots, man. Because what? The Most High, well, let's read it again. It says, "Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters? Who maketh the clouds his chariots?" Man. And that's Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. And if you look at some of these scientists and uh, astronauts, people like that, and different people who these pilots, man, a lot of them have different testimonies and different accounts of seeing actual chariots, man, things that they can't explain, and they was fearful of them, because the Most High sometimes He manifests these things just so enough people can see them and have to give a testimony on them, man. All right. So the chariots are in the scriptures, all right, and they cloaked as clouds, man. All right, and the scriptures is synonymous with chariots and clouds. All right, they go hand in hand. All right. Matter of fact, let's get an account in Exodus, man, because when we was delivered out of Egypt, when our people was delivered out of Egypt, the Most High showed signs for our people, man, in the wilderness, man. All right, and he said he did it by clouds and fire. Let's read this. This is Exodus 13 and 21. It says, and the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud to lead them the way, and by night a pillar of fire to give them light to go by day and night. Right, man. So when we was led out of Egypt, when Moses led our people out of Egypt, man, the Most High, he basically showed a chariot, man. All right. In the daytime it was a cloud, at night time it was a pillar of fire, man. You know, and that's how the Most High led our people up out of Egypt, man. It is by the chariots. In the same way he's going to lead us out of this new Egypt, all right? It's by chariots, man. We're going to be, because Babylon is going to be destroyed with nuclear missiles, man. All right, and we're going to get beamed up into those chariots, all right? Matter of fact, I believe it's in Isaiah. Let me find, I believe it's Isaiah, like 26, or is it 26 and 20? Yeah, it says, this is Isaiah 26 and 20 says, come my people, enter into thy chambers. Right. So we just read in Psalms about the chambers of the Most High. All right. So going into the chariots, it says, enter into thy chambers and shut shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. All right. So the indignation is the destruction of Babylon, the missiles being shot off, man. All right. So the elect and the 1/3 is going to be beamed up in those chariots until that indignation be passed over, man. All right. We're going to be into the chariots. We're going to get caught up in the air. All right. Let's get another count of that. And I believe it's no, it's in I believe it's First Thessalonians. Let's see. This is First Thessalonians 4 and 16. It says, for the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of Yahweh. And the dead in Yahweh Shah, the dead in the Mashiach shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be called up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Right, man? So we're going to get caught up in the clouds, man, which are those chariots. All right? They're going to, it's going to look like a cloud, but they can disguise themselves as clouds, man. All right? And they can form into a whole chariot because the difference, and Esau knows these things because he depicts these things in this movie. Like you'll see in Independence Day was a perfect depiction of what the scriptures describe as a chariot, man. All right, where basically it's a big chariot, got lights around it. All right, the scriptures describe it as a wheel inside of a wheel. Matter of fact, let's go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel describes the chariots as a wheel with inside a wheel. All right, this is Ezekiel 1, and this whole chapter is good because it speaks about the chariots and angels. All right, what color they are as well. But let's get the account of the chariots. This is Ezekiel 1 and 16. It says, the appearance of the wheels or the work in their work was like unto the color of a beryl, and they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. All right, so just like they depict on these Hollywood movies, man, it's like a wheel inside of a wheel. All right, and that's what Ezekiel used to describe what he saw, man, which the chariots, right? In verse 17, it says, when they went up on their four sides. Basically, It's how you see it hovering, man. It just went, like that up on its sides, man. It went whichever way it wanted to go. You know what I mean? Even though it can move whichever way it won't, but it went up on its four sides. It hovered. All right. And it says, and they turned not when they went. It says, and for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes round about them four. All right, so what Ezekiel was describing says it was rings around about. That's how you see in chariots where it got lights that go going on around about it. That's what Ezekiel the prophet was describing, man. All right, the chariots, which is the salvation of Israel. And it's not man, it's different accounts in the scriptures, man. This is not like a foreign thing. They won't teach you this in Christianity because one, they don't understand, or two, they just they want to keep you people sleeping, don't want you to know the truth. All right. So these chariots, man, that people have been sent, it's explanation. These things are true. They are in the scriptures, man. All right, and that's how we're going to be delivered is through chariots, man. All right, the Yahweh Shah. All right, matter of fact, let's go to Acts. Let's go to Acts. Let's go to Acts, the first chapter. Let's go to Acts, the first chapter. All right, when it says, this is Acts 1:9. It says, and when he had spoken these things, this is Yahweh Shah, had spoken to his disciples. All right. Matter of fact, let's jump up to verse 8, verse 7. It says, and he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father hath put in his own power, but ye shall receive power after that the Holy Ghost is come upon you. And ye shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem and in all Judea and in Samaria and unto the uttermost parts of the earth. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up in a cloud, received him out of their sight, man. Right, so we keep saying a cloud received him, and we know the clouds is synonymous for chariots, man. All right. So the Lord, he got when he showed himself to the disciples after his resurrection, all right, he was taken up in a chariot, man. All right, he was taken up in a chariot, and that's the prophets, the 12 disciples, they stood by and they marveled at it, man. Because all right, let's go down. It goes into the account. All right, it says verse 10, and while they looked steadfastly towards heaven, as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing upon heaven? The same Yahweh Shah which is taken up from you into heaven shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. Right, so the Most High is coming back in the same manner which they seen him leave, man. He's coming back in a chariot. All right, that's the Ezekiel. Well, not Ezekiel. Esdras described the chariot that the Lord was on, man. He said it looked like a mountain, man. All right, it looked like a mountain. You couldn't see where it ended. It was a sight to see. And that's the same way that the Lord is coming back. All right, that's why it always talks about clouds, man. Chariots mean clouds, because one day all these what you think is clouds is going to manifest to be chariots, what Esau calls UFOs, right? This is Revelations 1 and 7. It says, behold, he cometh with clouds. All right, this is Revelations. This is talking about Yahweh Shah, man. All right, who the world English calls Jesus Christ. He's coming with clouds, man, with them chariots, that host of heaven, that army of from heaven. All right, and it says, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, amen. All right, so the Lord is coming back. When people see the Lord coming back, man, in them chariots, man, everybody's going to wail, man. People going to be afraid, man. All right, that everybody's gonna excuse my language. Everybody gonna bitch up in that day, man. You know, I always speak about that, man. You know, brothers, everybody. It's the scriptures say the righteous should scarcely be saved, man. So everybody is gonna, you know, be welling in that day, man. When Edris saw, you know, what the Lord came back with his chariot. Matter of fact, let's get that account, man. You know, because prophets seen visions, man. A lot of prophets seen visions of things that came to pass. All right. This is Second Edges 13, and let's start at 6. It says, "But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a let's see, yeah, up here, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up on it," talking about Yahushua. It says, "But I would have seen the region or place whereof the hill was graven, and I could not." Mean Edris seen the Lord coming back on a chariot. He seen him fly up on top of the chariot, but he couldn't see it. The chariot was so big he couldn't see where it ended at. Just like if you looking in the sky and you kind of looking as far as you can see, you see nothing but clouds. That's how the Lord, how big the chariot is that the Lord gonna come back on. All right. And it says, "And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet there's fight," because Esau is gonna, you know, all the different armies is gonna be World War III. They're gonna be in the middle eastern area in the Valley of Jehoshaphat when the Lord does come back. All right, you're gonna have these different armies fighting against each other. That's why you see these different countries got nuclear capabilities and all these things, and they getting ready to go to war. All right, it's always something in the news where, you know, all these nations are about to go into World War III. It's prophesied in the scriptures. That's why you see what you see in the news. All right, because when the Lord comes back, it's going to be World War III. All these nations are going to be fighting each other. All right. And it says, verse 9, "And lo, as I saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire out of his lips, in a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests." All right. So what Edges is explaining, he's seen that laser beam shoot out of the chariot. And now Esau, that shows you that Esau in these movies, he read the scriptures in order to make some of these movies like Independence Day, all right? Where you see people getting blasted from that beam out of that chariot, because it's in the scriptures, man. That's where they got it from, all right? But in this case, we're reading, it's going to be these the chariots blasting these different armies, man, because Esau got what? He got different fighter jets. He got tanks. All right. He got different weapons. He got nukes. He even probably got his own chariots. You know what I mean? That he probably haven't revealed yet. All right. But all these things are going to be blasted with that concentrated heat that's going to come out of the chariots. And let's read what's going to happen. Verse 11 says, "And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, in the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight." All right, so the different armies is going to be destroyed by the chariots. All right, and it says, "And burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of a innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived but only dust and the smell of smoke." So these chariots is true, man, and they badass, man. They gonna come back and destroy. One blast of a chariot can destroy a whole army, man. All right. And Edgar said, from what he's seen, the vision he's seen, it was nothing to be perceived but the dust of smell of smoke. All right. And it says, "When I saw this, I was afraid." All right. So Edris, when he saw this, he was afraid. That's why when in Revelations 1:7, it says the people shall bewail when they see the Lord come back with his chariot, man. All right. Every eye shall see, every knee shall bow, man. Because what? And people gonna be afraid. They gonna bewail him. All right. So the chariots is true, man. They're in the scriptures, all right? The Yahweh Shah got taken up in the chariot, all right? It was, let's get the account of Elijah, all right? Because Elijah got taken up in the chariot as well, all right? Let's get the account of Elijah. Let's just jump straight to the point. Yeah, this is 2 Kings 2:11. It says, and it came to pass as they still went on and taught, because just a backdrop of this chapter. Really, it was Elijah talking to Elisha. All right, it was Elijah talking to Elisha, and basically, they basically telling him that he's about to depart, and all these things, man. But you have to read this whole chapter. It's a good chapter. But verse 11, it says, and it came to pass as they still went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder, and Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. All right, so Elisha seen Elijah go up into a whirlwind into to heaven, man. Just how Yahweh Shah went. All right. And it says, verse 12, and Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel. All right, so these chariots are for Israel, man. They only come into board Israelites, man. All right, it says, and the horsemen thereof, and he saw him no more. And he took hold of his own clothes and rent them in two pieces. Right, man, because he marveled at it, man. Just how the disciples marveled when Yahweh Shah was delivered when he was taken up in the chariot, man. All right, just how we marvel when we see chariots, man. But we know what they are, so we give all praises unto Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah for even seeing these things. All right, it's gonna be the same way. When the Lord comes back, man, you're going to have people that's going to really be marveling. And some people going to be afraid and welling. Some people going to be happy, giving all praises to the Most High, all right? Because the chariots is to deliver our nation, all right? They're not your enemies, because Esau basically tell you that there are, because the chariots always fucking with Esau, man, all right? The Most High is allowing the angels to constantly reveal them chariots to Esau, to basically let them know, like that they're there, and Esau is different accounts, man. You see different, like I said, pilots, all right, and these different people that's been in the armies, been flying aircrafts, man. They always see chariots, man. They've been seeing chariots, all right. So these things are not UFOs that have aliens in them, man. They're vehicles of the angels, all right. And the Most High is going to send them back to deliver the nation of Israel, all right? And his son's going to come back to destroy you 2/3 of people and you other heathen nations, all right? But with that, Lord, Abaratazah, this lesson been edifying. And with that, I'm going to close out, give all praises unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Kadash. Shalom, Yoakim, pushing his word with truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth. Shalom.